Good morning, Zio here, and today we're going to be talking about a subject I haven't touched on in quite some time. Does Google Stadia ring a bell? Have you heard that name before? Well, you know what? That's something we haven't looked into in quite some time, but today we're doing just that. So grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? And yeah, Google Stadia. Google Stadia. We haven't ribbed on Stadia in quite some time. Actually, Stadia is doing decent. I mean, it's okay, right? It's not the bee's knees or anything weird like that. Wow, that's the words I used. hmm Yeah. Anyway. Now, Google Stadia is apparently reinventing itself slightly. So apparently, they recently had a Google's for Games Development Summit, and apparently the magic words in this is free demos, free trials, free for developers to offer, and hopefully free of the friction that makes Stadia difficult investment to start. And yeah, we've talked about all of that stuff. You know how horrible Google has handled Stadia, how they could have handled it to make it run much better, make things much smoother, how they failed at every turn. There's a playlist I have of the Stadia Chronicles. You should go check it out if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, and of course, Stadia fanboys really hate it when you point all that crap out. But hey, they'll live. I mean, they can still do their thing, even if they're very few in number compared to the rest of the world. But hey, whatever. Google is finally doing some things, right? They're finally apparently doing some stuff. But yeah, we also talked about how they went from we're going to develop games to just kidding. We're not. We shut the studio down as well. You know, that sort of thing. But hey, it's whatever. Because they were planning to do a bunch of first party stuff for the Stadia, and they decided not to. But anyway, apparently this year Google will let any Stadia game developer offer an instantly accessible free trial of their game that will no longer require you to log into a Stadia account to play. Just a couple of clicks from YouTube, a Google search ad, social media, etc. That's good, right? Good. Free demos. I love demos. I mean, heck, a lot of the games I used to pick up back in the day were because of demo discs, right? And if you were really lucky, a company would ship the entire game onto a demo disc and you used an action replay to bypass that and get into the level selector and then just go ahead and pass the splash screen that kept you from going forward. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. It was funny. It was good times. Good times. Anyway, let people actually browse the Stadia store for those free trials, outright free games, and games to purchase without even needing to log into Google accounts, much less Stadia. Now, I'm pretty sure Stadia had some free games already. They were starting to take the Epic model when it came to it, but I haven't paid attention since, right? We did a compare and contrast of different prices of games and stuff after their initial launch, because they were launching things at ridiculous prices, much higher than what you could find elsewhere on Steam or something. And if I remember correctly, it was a comment after that, like months later or something, that came through. It was like, no, Stadia has the better prices. And we went painstakingly through every single title, where it was offered, and which one was the cheapest. And I think we came down to two, right, that were different on either platform. And Stadia's pricing had actually finally standardized with the rest of the gaming community out there between Steam and Stadia. But yeah, that's the thing. Let developers port their Unreal Engine and Unity games to Stadia more easily with tools like DXVK to automatically translate DirectX APIs so developers don't have to modify their game rendering at all, according to Justin Wren, Stadia rep. Anyway, yeah, that was also another problem. If you wanted to port onto Stadia, you had to redo a ton of shit, right? You had to redo a ton of stuff, and people don't want to do that. Developers don't want to do that. If they can make a port and put it on Steam and Epic at the same time, or the Microsoft Store or whatnot, without having to change, you know, things like that, they're going to do it. And they're less likely to come to your platform because your platform is incapable of figuring it out, right? And that was another problem as well. They were screaming they needed more people, but then again, nobody really wanted to develop a completely separate PC port or whatnot just to put it onto Stadia, right? They didn't want to develop a separate port specifically for Stadia. Anyway, let white label partners like AT&T sign up to take Google's technologies to offer free demos, paid games for their own, a B2B offering now dubbed Immersive Steam for Games. Immersive Steam for Games. Wow, I can't read. If you're new here, I'm dyslexic, so having to read out loud forward instead of the way I normally would read it's difficult for me, okay? It's always been that way. Anyway, immersive stream for games. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, that all sounds great. It sounds like something that Stadia really does need. Stadia, I guess they're finally deciding, yeah, we're not going to let this thing completely die off. Let's fix it, right? Which is good. I'm glad Stadia is doing that. But yeah, anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.